This is the story of Nina Rodriguez, and it will forever change how you define winning in life. Nina had everything mapped out. Harvard Law School graduate, top 5% of her class. 6 years grinding at Morrison & Associates, working 80-hour weeks, sacrificing weekends, relationships and sleep, all for this moment. The managing director position in Singapore that would catapult her into the elite circles of corporate law. At 28, Nina was about to have everything she dreamed of since she was 8 years old. But life has a way of testing what we truly value when we think we have it all figured out. The phone call came on the same day Richard Morrison offered her the world. "Mia, I didn't want to worry you, but I collapsed at work today." Elena Rodriguez, the woman who had never missed a single day of work in 25 years. The woman who had put Nina through college while battling her own exhaustion, was in the hospital. The cancer wasn't responding to treatment. It was spreading faster than anyone expected. Nina stared at her laptop screen, showing luxury Singapore apartments, while her mother's weak voice echoed in her ears. "I'm scared, Nina." For the first time in her perfectly planned life, Nina faced a choice that couldn't be solved with logic, strategy, or pure determination. "You can't be serious," Sarah, her best friend, said over coffee. "This is your moment, Nina. People spend their entire careers waiting for an opportunity like this." The numbers made sense. $300,000 salary, equity shares, a fast track to partnership. Nina could hire the best nurses, fly back on weekends, provide better care from Singapore than she ever could staying local. Her boss made it clear. "Opportunities like this don't come twice, Nina." Even her mother pleaded, "Don't let me hold you back, Mija. I didn't fight this hard to raise you just so you could watch me die." Everyone had an opinion. Everyone had logic. Everyone had reasons why Nina should take the job. Everyone except Nina's heart. That night, Nina sat in her childhood bedroom, surrounded by law school trophies and achievement certificates. She picked up a faded photo from her graduation day. In it, Eleanor stood beside her, wearing her best dress, the same dress she'd worn to every parent-teacher conference, every school play, every moment that mattered in Nina's life. Her mother's hands were rough from years of hard work, but her smile was radiant with pride. Nina remembered what Eleanor had whispered that day. "Mia, success isn't about how high you climb. It's about never forgetting the hands that helped you reach the top." In that moment, Nina realized something profound. She wasn't choosing between success and failure. She was choosing between two different definitions of success. The next morning, Nina walked into Richard Morrison's office. Her hands weren't shaking. Her voice was steady. For the first time in months, she felt completely certain. "Mr. Morrison, I'm incredibly grateful for this opportunity, but I won't be accepting the Singapore position." "Nina, are you sure? This could set your career back years." Nina thought of her mother, struggling to make breakfast with trembling hands, too proud to ask for help. "Mr. Morrison, with all due respect, some things are more important than success." She walked out of that office, having turned down more money than her mother had made in 5 years combined. She walked out, having thrown away everything she'd worked for. The next 3 months were the hardest of Nina's life. She watched her brilliant, strong mother become weak and dependent. She held her head while she was sick from chemotherapy. She learned to cook meals her mother could keep down, to help her to the bathroom at 3 a.m., to smile and stay strong when her own heart was breaking. Her savings dwindled. Her career stalled. Friends stopped calling. There were nights Nina lay awake wondering if she'd made the biggest mistake of her life. There were moments she calculated exactly how much money she was losing every day. But then morning would come, and she'd make her mother breakfast, and Eleanor would smile, really smile, for the first time since the diagnosis. And Nina knew she was exactly where she belonged. Something unexpected happened during those 3 months of failure. Nina started a small legal consulting practice from her kitchen table, helping families navigate medical crises and estate planning. Word spread about the lawyer who made house calls, who understood what families were really going through. She wasn't making Singapore money, but she was making something more valuable, a difference in people's lives during their darkest moments. More importantly, she was becoming the person she was meant to be. The tumours are shrinking significantly, Dr. Patel announced after Eleanor's latest scan. The aggressive treatment worked. Nina had been preparing for the possibility of loss. She hadn't prepared for this. Her mother was going to live. As they embraced in that sterile hospital room, Eleanor whispered, "I'm proud of you, Mija. Not for staying with me. I'm proud of who you chose to become." 6 months after turning down Singapore, Nina's phone rang. "Nina, it's Richard Morrison. I heard about your consulting practice. Impressive work." Morrison and Associates wanted her back. Not as an associate, as senior partner of their new family law division. The salary matched Singapore. The hours were flexible, and Nina would be home every night for dinner. Today, Nina Rodriguez is one of the most successful family law attorneys in the country. Her practice has helped thousands of families navigate their darkest hours. But if you ask her about success, she'll tell you something that might surprise you. Success isn't about the opportunities you take. It's about knowing which opportunities to turn down. Nina learned that true success isn't measured in dollars earned or titles acquired. It's measured in lives touched, values upheld, and love given freely when it costs you everything. She learned that sometimes the biggest risk isn't taking a chance on your dreams. It's risking your soul for someone else's definition of success. Nina could have been a successful executive in Singapore. Instead, she became something infinitely more valuable. A daughter who was present, a professional who served with purpose, and a human being who chose love when love was the hardest choice to make. So here's my question for you. What would you do? Will you choose the path that impresses others, or the path that honors your deepest values? Will you chase someone else's definition of winning, or will you have the courage to define victory for yourself? The most successful people aren't those who never face difficult choices. They're those who, when faced with those choices, choose love, choose character, choose what matters most. Remember, your greatest success story might be disguised as your hardest choice.